but when it really matters, he doesn't always bring the A game. So.
And just as a character in the community, I think you say he's one of the fan favorites. He's just such a likable person. He's always, always seems to be fun-loving.
Yeah.
Out talking to everybody. The guy is just generally really, really positive to be around. I would honestly, I hope that he pops off at some point throughout the tournament and that he gets to a stage where it works. I'd love to see Spartie be able to do that. Obviously want to give some love to Astroboy, though. He did have a very strong round in that, and we could see that his rail is actually on fire, but when it mattered most, he couldn't quite land the shots to close out the rounds when needed.
Spartie, the way Spartie was playing just limited the aggression that Astroboy could put out, and that puts him uncomfortable. You could see he does it well. He plays a good defensive game, but it's uncomfortable for him. He was never able to get into positions to deal damage to Spartie when Spartie was taking the items, and that gave relatively free reign of the map, which ensured that Spartie was generally always confident. And when he wasn't, he played I wouldn't want to say Kilson-esque, but particularly with the Knicks, he just hid. Utilized the time bubbles more than the items themselves, and did little pot shots to Astroboy. And I think throughout, the only time Astroboy really was able to assert himself is when he hit a ridiculous chain of rails. And that's all credit to Spartie for playing in a way that limited the way an Astroboy could actually take the initiative and be aggressive onto Spartie.
Well, this is a great map for Astroboy to get himself back in this series as we are moving into Blood Run. The game is beginning now. Just a minute gaming Astroboy versus Spartie, and we are checking out the Australian first. He's going to be on Doomslayer. Both players are using exact same lineups.
What do you think of the Tribot? Do you like it?
I think it's kind of cool, but I know there's some changes incoming to it.
Did you miss the grenade launcher?
That's a really tricky question, because in Clan Arena it was kind of horrifically annoying, but I felt like it had its place. Although at the moment I don't think I'm like pressing the grenade launcher bind, expecting it to be there or anything. Astroboy's landing some good shots at the moment.
I'm a grenade launcher fanboy.
Really?
Yeah. I used to think it was an awesome weapon. I think all those frag movies.
It's crazy because you were so bad with it. So
I was terrible with most weapons.
So like you were absolute. I won't say the word, but your aim.
Thanks, Matt.
I remember duels where you were hitting over 90% rail against me. Now that either says something horrific about me. Maybe I should just stop standing still.
Oh, nostalgia.
Yeah. And I tell people every time, but if I ever beat you, you wouldn't talk to me for 2 months.
Well, yeah, it's just bullshit, really.
Well, guys, back into this one at the moment is actually Astroboy who's putting the pressure onto Spartie. And he's going to try and find his way back into some control, but that's a brilliant rocket. And all of a sudden, Astroboy's got nothing to work with. Although he's got items on his side of the map, there's just an amount of time until they reappear. So that's going to allow Spartie to move in and take control.
Perfect combo by Spartie, but the problem is now, as you can see, Astroboy is already at a decent fighting stack.
No rails! You've got no rails!
Doesn't matter, he's got fists.
One more punch. Is it going for another one? Spartie's running away. He can't hit the rail, and Astroboy's going to chase him down. I could have sworn that Berserk lasted for a quarter of an hour. But the Australian gets himself first blood. That's happy days for him, but he's going to have to follow up with something nice now.
Oh, that is some painful. He's trapped here. Spartie could have switched to rail, but decides to stick with the lightning gun, not realizing that there was just a bit more health remaining for Astroboy.
Spartie was playing with fire just then. He was waiting with 4 seconds to go till Mega. He's going to have to use the Ghost Walk to escape. Gets himself onto 100 collective health and armor, which will give him a small amount of peace of mind.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect Spartie to really try and make any moves without having his Ghost Walk up because of this.
This is should be a chase. Good little decision for Spartie to go around the corner, but unfortunately he walks into the follow-up shot, and that's going to be another step forward. We were talking, oh, hold on a second, it's going to be another. He gets the full combo, rocket to punch, and that is the perfect recipe to have imploding Anarchies.
And we see Spartie a little bit, I don't know, unstable in the first round, particularly in that last frag. It was just a simple mistake. It was an unnecessary move to go down into the corridor. He knew the Mega was up. Going into a corridor against the Doom with an ability up is just almost certain death, particularly when you're such a squishy champion as the Anarchy, because that just one punch man will just decimate you.
Do you think it would be fair to expect this to be, a relatively convincing map for Astroboy, given what we were talking about Spartie and Blood Run before?
I definitely can see Astroboy taking this. But no, I don't think the way in which Spartie's playing is not going to be comprehensive by any means.
Okay.
It could be a 3-0, but Spartie's going to make every single, well, should make every single frag count.
Okay, well, let's have a look now, because we're going to have another punch-up between the two of them. And Astroboy. Wow. He managed to get the leap going very well. We've got one rail over here. Spartie not able to follow up with another, looking for the wall jump shots. But Spartie is on a critical amount of health, which is kind of constant when you're next.
It's like that. Is it Darshi from Street Fighter with the stretchy arms?
It kind of is to a point. You lock on and leap towards the opponent. It's definitely a strong ability in the game at the moment, which is why we're seeing Doomslayer used so much in the current duel system.
Yeah, just as a champion is just so all-round in terms of the qualities that it brings to the game.
I think the double jump is what the amount of mobility that you have. A lot of champions, they might need to use a rocket jump of some sort to get themselves just from the tri-bolt to the red armor. Of course, Nyx can go up the wall, and Doomslayer just double jump.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like such a simple thing, but particularly in fight, where obviously there is the most telling factors in these current duels, where you have that ability just to dodge rockets when you see them coming, and really offset tracking in rails. It actually is a huge deal.
Well, Spartie looking for one more, but he couldn't quite connect with that. We've got Mega coming up. He's just going to get the nail gun, get the one more punch. Can he land a rocket? Ooh. He just about finds the splash damage, ties up the frags here in round 2.
Close, but
very close.
Astroboy was that was a last chance saloon using the ability, and sometimes it can work if you do manage to get 2 to 3 punches off. It's just obviously an immense amount of damage.
Here comes the heavy. Astroboy takes it. I don't think that was much rocket damage. Yeah, it was just one, but he's going to walk directly into more Spartie rockets. He's going to try and get himself the armor. Only 16 health remaining for the Swede.
We could see the Astroboy being a lot more comfortable now with the Anarchy. Favorite champion, utilizes speed extremely effectively. Able to get into Spartie's face, particularly when he knows the ghost will put up, and Spartie didn't have time to react.
That was perfect. So much speed from Astroboy, and the perfect shot to land on top of that. Just checking the teleporter exit, trying to have a quick listen to see where on earth did he just go. It's just hit him down in the blood pool. He's got no health to heal, but he's just being very careful. Gonna try and escape. What? Spartie playing with some intense angles. But at the moment, it's definitely the Australian who's looking better. There's just under 2 minutes where Spartie needs to get himself a frag. Otherwise, the end of time will cost him. Brilliant little trap from Astroboy. Spartie just not expecting that whatsoever. And he's looking for that one more round.
Perfect.
That's into the tiebreaker.
Recognizing Spartie still didn't have the rocket launcher, and a very, very simple but effective trap. Look at this punch.
Punch was coming, and he was flying at him for one more. I think he might have landed that, but there was just so much health on Spartie that survival wasn't too bad.
It is slightly mental, though. I mean, when you go into a game knowing I haven't won a single map on Blood Run before this tournament, it just plays with your mind, because you go in with zero confidence, and you're always questioning your ability and your movements and your strategy on that map, and getting into your own head is the worst thing that can happen in any sport, let alone duel.
Yeah, Spartie's just going to be relieved that he won the first, though, so that he won't feel as much pressure moving into a tiebreaker if Astroboy continues to perform this way. But, again, if Astroboy's getting a 3-0, that's going to make him feel real good moving to the last round. That's going to give him, if that momentum factor is there, that would be a key component.
But just those last 2 simple moves, in placing a rocket onto the heavy armor, yes, it didn't hit, and then dropping for rails on the Mega, shows the nature of comfort that Astroboy has on this map compared to the renewed Blood Covenant, in that he's consistently finding those angles and those positions to pressure Spartie on major items. That was something we didn't see in the last map, and it's one of the key reasons why he's so much more in this game and winning this game compared to the previous.
Oh, that LG from Astroboy, that is hurting an enormous amount. We've got the Mega health going to be taken, and no punishment actually from Astroboy, but with 75 health, you can't expect a great deal.
Yeah, but you can make particularly with the Doom, you have a sufficient stack with just maintaining your starting stack to put up a challenge against virtually anything. Good rails coming out. He's one more and he could get the kill, but the heavy armor is just going to sustain him. Astroboy doesn't even come back anyway.
Yeah, he's been actually living on the edge a little bit. His health and armor has never been up above, well, not been up above natural for a while. He's not even going to be able to get onto this mega health, and he's looking to have to do more damage to keep managing that stack of Spartie, because otherwise he can keep walking around the map however he pleases. And that rail from Spartie...
This is the point where Spartie would say it's time to go. He hit that rail, but as time goes on, his opportunity is now fading away.
Can you bait the heavy armor somehow? I wonder if there's... I don't think Astroboy is going to look at it and think, hey, it's safe for me to pick up.
No, and Astroboy is pretty competent and happy at the moment to play without it.
Full drop down. Spartie patient, waiting for that initial rocket. But no additional damage done over that. Now they're starting to get a couple of good shots from Astroboy, putting down the pressure he needs. But I think one more rail would really have helped him challenge for this next heavy armor.
Yeah, and if I was Spartie, I think it would be time to put a little bit of pressure on and fall back to the heavy armor after you've had a bit of an engagement to get maximum use out of it, but that rail is a signal just to get in, try and get out.
Not able to hit that shot, that would have cleaned that one up. Astroboy though, dropped down, lightning gun, surely going to take him out, but he switches over to rockets. Railgun would have got the kill. However, if he switches to rail and misses the shot, then it allows Astroboy to come back in that fight. So you've always got to be careful with that weapon switch.
But with Spartie picking up these items after those two engagements, the ideal time to do so, because Astroboy is stuck with nothing, as you can see.
I just feel like almost all of the rotations of the map, every single mega and heavy, this round has gone to Spartie, it feels.
Yeah, because Spartie's been taking engagements outside the respawn time.
Oh,
now he's stuck. Someone's going down here.
Yeah, definitely. Astroboy's got 40 health to go. He's landing some all right rockets, but Spartie eventually clutches it with a rail. He completely ran out of lightning gun ammunition, and they decided, you know what, on this occasion, we're both Doomslayer, but we're not going to settle it UFC style.
And now it's, with 1 minute to go, Spartie has that catch-22 of, do I take the initiative, or do I just play safe? And after that, it kind of made the decision for him. Now he's forced off the map, even though Astroboy doesn't really have much weaponry. Spartie's opportunity now is probably to try and camp this rocket launcher, because with a minute to go, he needs to get it in order to try and frag Spartie.
Here Astroboy comes. That's one good rocket. The follow-up's decent as well, and he's going to be able to pick up his the mega health on the way out. That worked out well for him. He's even going to find another punch, the rocket to follow up, and Astroboy just walks into absolute fury.
It's a rather unusual movement pattern, so I do understand why he got caught off guard.
I think Astroboy, even though he had the ghost walk up there, I think it was, I've got to do some damage. I've got to do something crazy. There's so little time left on the round, so you can forgive him for looking a little desperate then. But that is going to be a round that goes to Spartie, so he's not going to allow it to be a clean sweep on Blood Run. So you were right, ZSX. There's going to be some closeness to it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last round was great play from both of them. Spartie suffocating the map, doing sufficient damage to keep Astroboy away from the major items. Nice trap from Astroboy, but will it pay off? He didn't switch in time to hit a rail, and Spartie actually comes out much better in that engagement.
Not to linger too much on the last round, but is there anything Astroboy could have done better aside from just hit more shots?
It's difficult to say. Hitting more shots is always pretty much the key. He was never super low, so he could have just put a little bit more pressure on the items' timings, but he could get a kill here.
Berserk comes out, and Spartie's like, well, I will match the speed that you're using, and you're not going to be able to get closer to me. And of course, you can't shoot when you've got Berserk, so good luck with that.
It does mean they're both on cooldown for an equivalent amount of time.
That was a good initial rocket from Spartie, but Astroboy also landing some immense shots, and Spartie seemed to just get stuck on that corner, just slightly immobilized, and you can't really get quite this sort of the height that you look for with double jumps there. Oh, the double jump actually discouraging him for a second, and Spartie's going to have to leave. The bounce pad will be heard, so I think that Astroboy's going to know exactly where he is. Keeps jumping over all that damage, dodging in, but he cannot run away from the punch. One more frag needed for Astroboy, and he can send us to a tiebreaker. And just running with pummel, it sometimes can cure things, but Spartie is going to say goodbye to Blood Run, and Astroboy, he gets himself something going. You see this sigh of relief there from him. Yes, this is a step closer towards what I'm looking for.
And after such a previously tense and close round, Spartie just gets kind of walked over to finish it off. And I mean, that's not a surprise Astroboy won that, but...
Do you think he was just like, let's just... I don't want to spend all my energy on Blood Run, let's just get it over with and go to the next one? Because
not at all. I mean, there's no way as a player, particularly at this stage of the tournament, you can do it. I don't know someone like Spartie, that's not the case. It was just Astroboy picking it up. After that first initial frag, he was able just to keep and sustain the pressure. He forced the Ghost Walker out of the Nyx very, very early, and then was able to follow through, knowing Spartie was trapped in that nail gun room, and then backing off and forcing the spawn, knew exactly where Spartie was. And it's just a little bit sloppy, Spartie coming out there, not realizing where Astroboy was, not waiting for any type of sound cues. So just basically good play.
I think part of it is also just being more confident in his aggression. We see a lot of times, I think Tox is actually one of the perfect examples. When he's not got the confidence to go and aggressive with his god tier aim, he actually falters quite a lot because his passive play is nowhere near as strong. And I'm not saying that Astroboy, Astroboy is clearly a very good aimer, but he's not Tox level, but he needs that confidence so that he can instigate the fights a bit more when he has control, rather than just sitting and waiting all the time.
It's one of the most difficult skills to master in Duel, is how to play on the back foot, because, and this is where we always talk about the difference between passive and defensive. Like, passive is where you're literally just camping and hiding and trying to keep away and maintaining your own stack, whereas defensive is where you're taking positions where you can deal damage, but safely. And even though you're not directly challenging for the items, you're doing enough to keep your opponent from pressuring you. And if you just go onto the passive mode, you leave yourself exceptionally vulnerable and open, as you're essentially waiting for your opponent to make a mistake. And when that happens, you're on such the back foot that you're almost leaving on your kind of tournament lifeline in the hands of fate. And that's where you need to find a fine balance, being able to commit to items, deal damage to items. Because if you do that, in this current game, if you hit a good first rocket, there's no reason why you can't get a frag out of almost nothing. Or at the very least, you do enough damage to offset the entire pickup of that major item, which then gives you an initiative to take a better position next time. And so it is very difficult, particularly when your opponent's playing well and they're hitting their shots as well. But you have to try and find that balance to make sure you have a presence on the map without actually overcommitting. So that's what separates the kind of guys who wins the tournaments from everyone else. But it's definitely something people need to think about mastering anyway. Yeah,
I think when you have got an advantage in the map as well, you kind of feel, oh, I've only got one more round, let's play it safe so that I can get this one steady and nice. And then that's actually the wrong way to look at it sometimes.
It's something that's definitely unique about the round format, in that obviously in the old kind of time limit, you had a pattern of play from start to finish, but now you have to look at every round as like, if I make a mistake here, I've only got 2 more champions left, then the round's over. It's not like you have a certain, like the final 2 minutes of a previous duel, you still had time to pick it up. You could throw away 5 more frags, and if it was like an error wall, you could bring it back even still. But now, like, one slip up, and it's so heavy.
It gives you too much time to get in your own head. It gives you so much time to actually completely destroy your own mind.
Yeah, there's a lot more
you put the wrong
internal mind games, and every decision you make is much top heavy in risk, that you have to play the safer option a lot of the time, and that's why it lends itself to slightly more of a stalemate. But even still, there are risks that have to be made in order to win duels.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be moving into Corrupted Keep next. We saw that Nyx, Anarchy, and Doomslayer were picked by both of the players. Still feeling Spartie?
You like it?
They've never seen you in such pain before.
I'm still feeling Spartie, but this is a map where Astroboy style would definitely be easier to play with. And if there's going to be an upset, it's going to be now. I'm still banking Spartie though.
All right. I think I am as well, just on balance, but that's the noise, guys. It is going to be Spartie versus Just a Minute Gaming Astroboy. They're going to decide their series to see who manages to go into top 8. Let's get this going. On board with Astroboy at the moment, who's got himself the heavy armor. He's looking for a weapon and is going to have to fade away from all possibilities of picking up the rocket launcher.
Yeah, but if you don't get the rocket spawn on this map, you have to play extremely careful, and Spartie's trapped in here. Could deal an immense amount of damage.
Lightning gun, very good choice from Spartie. Try to push him back a bit. Astroboy being patient though.
That's what you need to do. Spartie's just going to control this mid-ground. What?
He gets the combo going. He's just waiting there for Spartie to just move around the map and do something. And again, that's the power of Doom at the moment, and you just cannot go near the champion.
Blasphemy. Spartie had full control, ideal positioning, and just boom.
Yeah.
Insta-dead.
That's it, and I think that's what Astroboy was hoping for, just walking. Anarchy is so vulnerable to Doom if you're making a play like that. Yeah. However, Spartie wasn't thinking, oh, he's going to be sat there for 10-15 seconds. I mean, that's not the thing you guess for. You expect that just moving around the map and want to kind of try and pick up some kind of resource. Although all Astroboy would have been thinking about is how do I get to the rocket launcher, and it's probably not going to be yet.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just one of those things in that, yes, Spartie had complete weapon advantage. Obviously, his stack's never going to be that big, even though he had the more items. As he pushes in here with the lightning gun, Spartie's great rockets and able to get out there. But as you say, you just have to be aware that that's a thing, and that if you don't know where he is, you just don't run around the corner.
Yeah. Oh, the punch comes out again. Astroboy, he's knocking out all the champions at the moment. That's going to be the mega health. We got armor spawning in a second. Astroboy still rocking all the weapons he needs. That's Spartie with some armor. Oh, a little bit of that overstack going. Can he keep this pressure going? Look at this, the Ghost Walk. You can trigger that. It's good news for him. There it is.
He did do a nice amount of damage. Spartie just a bit late on the Ghost Walk, meaning he's definitely under pressure and also needs to pick up the time shards as well. So that could be a signal for Astroboy to pressure around this heavy side after the mega health.
Just about makes it, and he is going to get away as soon as he can from that. 10 seconds until his Ghost Walk is reactivated. I think he finds one of the time shards.
Probably the only weakness of Doom we see there is the lack of speed, and that allows Spartie just a second of opportunity to get on that heavy armor and uses it perfectly. Ghost Walk is also back up, meaning he's quite happy to stick around, and that rocket, Spartie know how much damage he's done?
He's just not going to be able to land it. The Mega was spawning, and because Ghost Walk was used, I think he felt that he could reinitiate fast enough. And theoretically, with Nyx, you actually move a lot faster than Doomslayer, even when Berserk is on. You can get about 700 UPS of your strafing, and you can get that very quickly, maybe in 1.5 jumps. So if you're able to move like that, and you can recognize the Berserk fast, you could do very, very well to avoid it. But easier said than done, more often than not.
That was a nice little double jump, the previous engagement, meaning not only did he avoid an air rocket, but he also got like an extra second worth of few ticks of lightning gun. All adds up. Spotty's definitely going to have to pop up the Ghost Walk here, or he will go down.
He really waits till the last moment to do it. He is actually going to hang around for a second, and it proved to be a bit too dangerous. Astroboy with round 1.
Greedy boy. Greedy boy.
You see that he's really holding his finger late on the trigger with Ghost Walk, but
this is the first kill.
This hurt a lot. And then the punch came in straight after. But actually, I was looking at the stack there, and there was no overstack at all for Spartie. I think he had taken some of the previous items, but your health and armor in overstack trickles down rapidly.
Yeah. Yeah, it was it, and he also took a little bit of damage previously from the couple of shotgun, etc. So just enough to die.
Whoa, that lightning gun from Astroboy. Spartie's going to have to be very careful. He's got the LG himself, and Astroboy's stack is less than Spartie's. That's such an awkward angle to hit lightning gun if you are Spartie. And
Spartie doesn't have a rocket as well, so he's also trapped and has to pop the Berserk to get out of there. And runs to Astroboy.
I mean, his combos have been on point with Doomslayer. Spartie, he's going in the wrong fights at the moment, and he's putting himself at a massive disadvantage. He might go down again. Ghost Walk's going to come out. I don't know if he can re-aggress. That's a definite no there. And Astroboy is going to deny 3 of those time shards. There'll be 3 more on the other side of the map that Spartie can take, but he's going to have to survive for a little bit. Otherwise, he could see himself falling in this round way too quickly.
Still needs to get this weapon, though. Astroboy's done a great job of cutting it off, and he's found it here without the Ghost Walk up. But that nail gun does such an incredible amount of damage. Astroboy has to be careful, although Spartie's on 1 health.
If he had the machine gun out straight away instead of the lightning gun that was out of range, he would have got gotten the kill. Spartie comes in, Berserk on the Ghost Walker's time just right. Astroboy's weak. This could be a kill for Spartie.
He knows exactly where he's going to be going. Spartie can chase.
He's got to close the gap before he takes loads of items. There's so many health bubbles on the side of the map, but the rocket is spot on. Spartie is in this.
Spartie's a matador.
And he can get himself over to the heavy as well. So this is a great chance for him to do something and continue the control. We have got the injection gone. Shotgun, though, is flawless. And Spartie is a frag away from tying up the rounds.
Nice job pressuring off the spawn. Something Spartie's done notoriously good throughout every single Quake. recognizing the initiative of where his opponent spawns and just picking up the pace for that good 30 seconds or so. And if you don't get the kill, then you back off. Like now, he knows Astroboy sets, there's no need to go in super aggressive.
Oh, Astroboy is under pressure. His LG actually looks good, but Spartie's weapon switch could not read that at all. I think he was waiting for the animation of a rocket or something to see,
yeah,
all right, now I'm going to Ghost Walk, and he just did not give him a chance.
Yeah, I didn't even realize the switch came out.
And I was actually very worried for Spartie because at the beginning, when he keep going down to this Doomslayer, I was thinking, right, this is becoming a problem. And almost I'm 2-0 down in the tiebreaker of an elimination match problem. And I don't know how well, okay, I say there's been a lot of comebacks from Spartie's in maps previously, but there's only so many times you can do that.
Astroboy's Doomslayer on this map has been very, very strong. He's one of the players that utilizes that ability to almost maximal effectiveness. He's a punching machine.
That's definitely true. Astroboy looking for some LG damage. He keeps using that at a bit too far away distance. And Mega snatched by Spartie. And he's going to possibly look at controlling the heavy. But Astroboy, he's also looking to get a piece of the pie. He's going to drop down. In fact, both of them going in for punches, but this time Spartie is going to be able to get his revenge. And Astroboy's going to continue. Is there going to be one more punch? He's forced to use the injection.
Oh no, he's slightly trapped here. Can he get away through that doorway? But that's the time to take the fight.
Those shotgun switches. I mean, Spartie has been exemplary with all of his weapon choices at the moment. And, you know, we often see him from having the amazing railgun, and that's something that he really excels at. But without that, he's being an absolute artist. Armor up. He's going to have to say goodbye to it. I can't find the damage off the spawn, and the chase from Astroboy is brilliant. He finally gets himself something in, gets rid of the Doomslayer.
And he also didn't use the Ghost Walk, which means there's an opportunity now for him to get the kill on Spartie, because obviously if they both pop it, then they can see each other.
We are getting quite fast rounds at the moment on Corrupted Keep, so time is not going to be a factor yet, but using the Ghost Walk, and Astroboy decided actually that he wants to maintain control rather than pressure with Ghost Walk himself.
He did use it afterwards. I think he might have presumed Spartie was going for that Mega anyway. Little bit of a mistake.
Spartie's really got to hold on for another 10 seconds, and there's such pressure coming from the lightning gun. That's a brilliant push from Astroboy, and he has tied up the champion score here.
As well.
Oh my god, but he's so weak. Astroboy's suicide. There's a mutual frag. That went to Spartie.
Yeah.
Right?
No, Astroboy had another champion left. Astroboy had an Anarchy left, right?
Astroboy was on his last.
Are you sure?
We're going to find out in a second. I'm pretty sure that was. I'm pretty sure I'm right. We got.
Astroboy got the round.
Astroboy got the round. Okay, my bad. Hey, we're professionals. ZSX.
I am.
Yeah. So this is bad news for Spartie, because he looked like he was in such a lead in that round before, right at the beginning, and Astroboy comes out with all guns blazing. Spartie looking for a little bit of trap behind his back.
Nice rockets.
The follow-up, though, he's got to be careful of the punch. But Spartie, he somehow gets the dodge.
Ducking and weaving, somehow gets the head punch.
It's quite difficult to sort of misdirect the punch. He's going to go out with the shotgun. Why? The full shot, the upgraded shotgun was taken, and Astroboy was really hoping you could do so much damage with that weapon.
I mean, it was...
That's getting overexcited there, I think. And Spartie can't afford to make these mistakes anymore. Astroboy, though, he's pushing very hard.
It was one of those situations where it was the only choice for Astroboy to survive. But it was just as risky for Spartie to go through.
We're not getting bad damage at all from Spartie. He's being very aggressive at the moment. The armor's up. He's going to go for it. The pummel! He's going to get it back in his face, though. Spartie leading this round.
Crazy Aussie.
He's going to hit a rocket. He might be able to follow this up. There is still a Ghost Walk available.
Ghost Walks. But he doesn't want to pop it because he knows that Astroboy will still be able to follow him.
Oh, 6 health left for Astroboy. It's a game of chicken, though, with the Ghost Walk. To follow up, there is splash damage. Astroboy, you know you have got that resource available to you, but he's going to be able to deny the mega health. This is not over this round, and we have got the heavy up in just a second.
I don't know what's going on anymore, boys. It's caught Spartie here. Oh, dear.
Spartie gets a little bit of damage, though, before he pops it, and he's managed to keep a track on where Astroboy's going.
Yeah, but Spartie was too weak. He just had to back off. And Astroboy, now the game resets slightly.
There's about 4 seconds difference between when each player gets their Ghost Walk back. Astroboy's going to get it first in just under 10 seconds.
Slight mistiming on the Mega Health. He could have done a lot of damage because he did have the high ground. Even still, Spartie forfeits the heavy.
He's going to get the initial damage. Rockets,
Astroboy's he's got no rockets left.
And he's got the Ghost Walk up if he wants it, but he doesn't want to use it just yet. This is great pressure from him. Spartie's so weak. He's looking for one more. He hits it on the way out.
Whoa.
He manages to just land it. He was so stubborn about not use it. He hit the splash off the wall. There's like just as he was passing the pillar.
Big bull Spartie.
Well, this is actually, I say it so many times, but this is where the
dodge.
This is where the duel begins now. We're in the tie-breaking map. We're in the tie-breaking round. The winner of this round is going for top 8. Precisely. Spartie's got himself rockets early on, and he's also, well, I think both players will have it quickly.
Spartie is very trapped here, but he does manage to sneak away relatively unscathed and takes the safest route. You can see how much this means. Both players playing a lot more passive from the previous rounds.
I really feel like at this stage, you can throw mechanics out the window almost. You can throw everything. It's who is sort of more mentally, or has got that more mental fortitude to withstand this level of pressure.
They both got everything they need to fight now, so even kills.
Oh, he just pulls away the crosshair. He had a shot lined up there, but Spartie all of a sudden gets a good amount of damage. And there's a bit of time between the items, so Spartie can pressure the Mega Health, but that lightning gun damage that he gave up, that also hurts. I'm still worried for Astroboy because he's got bad position for items.
Yep, but I think because of the split, it's safe to take them. Sorry, just take the heavy rather.
Yeah, there's no pressure outside. Spartie didn't take the Mega immediately, so he couldn't even get in position for damage.
Once again, Astroboy is out of rockets. Obviously, Spartie doesn't know that. Oh no, Spartie completely missing up his tracking.
Well, he's going to run away. He doesn't want to be a part of that fight anymore. He's going to look for the health bubbles instead, so he's decided not to use that aggressively. He almost could get a punch. Astroboy didn't have much health.
He's got no lightning gun, no rocket. He just picks up the ammo for the rockets off the spawn over there.
Of course, this is one of the slowest to keep rounds that we're going to see now because of what's on the line. You can see it is so close. There's not much splitting these players. They're playing at a very, very high level at the moment.
Nice chip damage, really nice chip damage. Puts him right back in the advantage position now. Going to push into Mega. Spartie drops him into trouble.
Oh, the Berserk came out. There's a bit of pre-damage that came from Astroboy, it looked as if. But that is going to be heavy taken by Spartie. I think he took both of the items then. Astroboy was just a bit late. This is really bad news for the Australian for the moment. He's kind of lucky that there's not a whole lot of LG ammo. Good rocket. Going to go return 5 with the lightning gun. It is Spartie who's going to take frag number 1.
Spartie recognizing the pressure that Astroboy was under, having got none of the major items, and then was out of position and really taking the initiative.
Oh, he's going to find a great rocket.
drop.
Astroboy, he can't move whatsoever. That first rocket sends him into the air. When he lands again, he's got a circle jump once more to pick up that speed, and he's just not able to do that.
Doesn't matter if you're an Anarchy, if you get popped into the air, it's game over.
You know,
last champion, he has to do it all on the Nyx.
Yeah. Oh, there's so much pressure at the moment. And Spartie, he goes down all of a sudden. I think he felt that he had a bit more time, but Astroboy, all of a sudden, he just hit the sweet spot with the lightning gun, and it felt like 100%.
Nyx on Nyx. Both have Ghost Walk.
Whoa, the rockets, they're from Spartie. Only 13 health remaining from Astroboy, and he's got balls of steel to not just go straight into Ghost Walk.
He is an Australian.
That's going to be heavy also for Spartie. He's had, say, slightly better item control in this round.
Slightly. But they're both happy to trade now. They know the scale of it. Spartie's in a little bit of...
Whoa. Oh, no! That follow-up rocket. Spartie, though, he still doesn't want to use the Ghost Walk. I cannot believe he hasn't used it. Finally, he pops it. And this time, Astroboy, he wants to chase with this. But the Mega, it was taken. Astroboy is forced through the teleporter. Shotgun blast doesn't land.
He has to back off.
The lightning gun is imminent. He's trying to land a glory rocket over here, but he can't hit it. Careful of the teleporter. Astroboy, is he going to be able to get out of it? He cannot survive.
Sneaky Swede.
It's still down to the last champion, guys.
What's going on?
There we go. We're back into game. We've got one champion each, and they're both typically
Astroboy
low on
knows he's got the
resources.
initiative here. Ghost walks up in 10.
My heart is pounding a little too rapidly to be comfortable with at the moment.
Because you're unfit.
That's not true. No time to discuss that. We'll argue about that later. Astroboy has been getting some all-right chip damage at the moment. Good rocket, but Spartie returns fire equally.
20 seconds left. Spartie's definitely going to be playing for this sudden death, even though it doesn't really change much. It just feels more relief, and he goes up the jump pad. That's very dangerous.
But he goes into Ghost Walk. Astroboy maybe could have found a bit of extra damage, but he's going to get the rocket. Astroboy makes it, and he is absolutely psyched about that. That went down to the wire.
And that was, yes, serious composure to stay in that game, going down to his last champion. And as soon as he smelt blood, he picked the pace up, and Spartie did not know what to do, unfortunately.
Crazy. Spartie has had such an adventure through this DreamHack, but unfortunately for him, he's not able to lock it down when he needs to.
I mean, yes, you said he comes so far. He ran the gauntlet through that BYOC. There was some seriously good